Cool. So here we are. We're here with Pierre. We're at ChannelCon 2025. We are in the great Nashville, Tennessee. And I just wanted to make sure that I want to just give Pierre a chance to just tell you, hey, where do you hail from? What's your name? What's the name of your company? What do you do as a business service?
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Pierre Kleinerschaars from Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I own a couple of businesses. Own a couple of businesses. MSP business, cybersecurity business, a SaaS business, and some other stuff. But these are the three I focus on. Also run a community, hackerslove.com.
Pretty cool shirt.
Hackers Love MSPs. Yeah, you can buy one off the website, hackerslove.com. Everything goes to charity.
Absolutely.
So that's and what we do there is try to get the hackers out of the devs, right? They have a lot of knowledge, a lot of technical knowledge, but they're not great at interacting with people, right?
Absolutely.
So we try to bridge that gap and find a website you can ask the hackers every questions, and also they help us with red teaming. So that means that we have.
So you have a full community that's ready to help out MSPs for any kind of attack on the cyber side.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's an original gangster, an original hacker who well we integrated his company into Q Cyber, and he was part of this community of 37,000 hackers or something like that. And then we asked them, so which one of you want to go to the dark side, right? Meaning corporate.
Yep.
And 1,500 said, oh yeah, we will help out.
Yeah.
So that means, whenever we go red teaming everywhere, and of course we cannot deploy them but let me put it this way, if you kick a puppy, you will have 1,500 hackers on your ass.
Yeah.
And, so good luck with your full-blown stock with 8 people there at 24/7.
So let me ask you this. So we're here at ChannelCon, you have US MSPs, you have other MSPs throughout Europe. What would you say from a business case or just the landscape? What's the difference between MSPs operating in Europe in theater versus how a US MSP probably kind of looks at the business, especially when you start looking at compliance and everything like that?
Well, that's a great question. I think compliance-wise, it's the same.
Yeah.
But there are small differences.
Yep.
But the stupid thing is, like with the sys controls, basically you give hackers a playbook on how you do stuff.
That's true, because it's out there.
There you go, right? Okay. So it's basically like a pitch on how to get hacked. Yeah. That's how we look at it.
I never thought about that because you're more focused on, I just want to get it right so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Whole time they're working against you anyway.
That's one of the big presentations that we're giving is what we think or what the MSPs think that works about what hackers actually are doing.
Okay.
And it's like the gap couldn't be broader.
Yeah.
And that's also a big thing. So we like to help MSPs that like to get help.
Yeah.
And that sounds a bit stupid, but in our space, it's like you have a lot of MSPs that if they sell 2 times Sentinel-1, they're cybersecurity expert, right? Yeah. And the same with, oh no, I know how to do voice over IP, so now I'm on telephone. No, you're not. The fact that you can deliver something doesn't make you knowledgeable about it. And we encourage people to think like a hacker, but also employ these hackers. And these hackers, they love to give back.
Yeah.
Because I always say if you put 1,000 lawyers in a room or 1,000 hackers, you will have more corrupted lawyers than bad hackers. Only the 2 bad hackers, they can do way more damage.
Way more damage
than this 100 corrupted lawyers, right?
Yeah.
And so they're just people.
Okay.
But they're very knowledgeable people, and they're in this community, and so we're very proud that a subset of them says, hey, we'd love to help.
Yeah.
And not in the sense that we can say, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this. No, but it's like, hey, if you give them a challenge or you ask them a question, they're very open to tell you what's going on.
That's nice.
And also in this community, we know, it sounds stupid, but we know what's going to happen in like 6, 7, or 8 months.
Okay.
So we can harden companies about it, but we cannot talk about what it actually is.
Okay.
Because then you lose the respect of the community, right? And so it's a very
it's definitely different in Europe versus in the States.
That is, and from an MSP perspective, what I see here, it's really. I see now the MSPs in the US, based on the conversation I just had, they're making more of a shift of being like Excel sheet managers, like everything putting in numbers about, hey, what does my company or my customer actually need?
Yeah.
And in Europe, I see now that hey, we can manage you know, because in the US people are way better at managing over large distances because it's a big country.
Yeah.
Right?
So the business end from just managing services regionally versus nationwide is a little bit more mature in the model. However, Europe is catching up.
Yeah, but also nationwide, you know.
Yeah,
but nationwide is a nice, you know. That's also what you have to put in perspective,
That
right?
is
Because
true.
when we were in Arizona, right, I looked it up. The whole Holland is a nation, right?
Yeah.
We've got like 18 million people.
Yep.
And it fits 7 times in Arizona.
Oh wow.
And Arizona has got like 7 million people.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
So if you talk about a nation in Europe, you can talk about a state.
A state in the United States,
right?
Yeah.
And this is also the big differences,
Okay.
right? Because you know you cannot compare people from Miami to Seattle, Seattle to San Francisco or New York, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same in Holland with all these little countries. But the thing is that so managing over long distances is really a skill set that I think in America is way better.
Okay.
And because in Europe we just go by the customer, we go say hi because it's if it's a 2-hour drive from Holland, you're in 3 different countries.
You're in 3 different countries. That is true. That is
and
true.
And a 2-hour drive in
the States,
it's nothing.
You're still in the same state.
You're still in the same state, right? And when you have to manage somebody still in the same state, it can be like 1,000 miles, right?
That's true. That is true.
And then I'm in the south of Spain.
Yep.
North of Spain.
So I tell you what, something I want to make sure that would bring back from a baseline standpoint.
Oh yeah.
What is an MSP? Just for those viewers out there that don't really understand, like, because people talk, oh, I've got a tech company, or people will say, oh, I've got a software company, but in the States, people don't really understand what is an MSP. Yeah, this is a managed service provider, but what is an MSP?
Well, the MSP is a company that's about to change to an MIP.
Oh,
yes.
Explain that.
Yeah, well, because we haven't used the AI word.
That is true.
AI,
that is true.
But you're going to be a managed intelligence provider because the big shift we see right now in our industry, an MSP is a managed service provider. It's basically your IT company for 30 years ago who give you your technique in a different way.
Yeah.
But what we see now is that a lot of customers ask their IT company about artificial intelligence. And this is the first wave that we see that we not push from the technology to the end user, but the end user asks us, and we're not ready for that as an MSP. So I think that the MSPs that are going to win, the managed service providers, have to take the whole infrastructure of the artificial intelligence and the building of the agents in place, and they should change the pricing model.
They should.
Because if you do everything per seat and then business get automated, they go from 100 to 10 seats. You have to figure something out. So it's in transition.
Yeah.
And like in any other business, some will lose, some will win big.
That is true.
And so the end user perspective, you know what you want within your company, and just ask if the companies are specialized in it.
Yeah.
Because there is so much tech in every aspect of our life.
That's true.
That's why we also in our MSP, I work in a small country. I work together with a dedicated cybersecurity company, a dedicated communications company, a dedicated Microsoft company, which is us, and then we go to the end user, and this is what we say, and this is where the trust is. They do this, we do this, and we're specialists in it. And an MSP has to specialize and not being a generalist anymore.
Right. That is true.
In my perspective.
But overall, when you look at what you're kind of shaping out is the power of collaboration.
Yeah.
But also the power of understanding that you have to be that tool in the toolbox. You can't be a Swiss Army knife anymore.
No, that's it.
And so, but with you being able to kind of lead almost like from a project management standpoint, saying like, hey, we are the trusted advisors because these companies, once they kind of get the understanding of MSP, it's more like, oh, you know what? That's a whole business function I don't have to worry about. I just got to trust this company to come in and whatever we want to do, they'll kind of like get us to where we need to be from a business standpoint and a digital transformation strategy. So I like the fact that you brought that up from an AI standpoint. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
This is amazing. I appreciate you, Pierre.
Thank
amazing.
You.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.